Attention passionate Buffalo, BILLSFANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Buffalo Bills' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Buffalo Bills fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Buffalo, BILLSFANS. Let's get to the news. All right, Bills Mafia, get comfortable because what I'm about to tell you could be one of the biggest shifts in the AFC East this season. Rumors are swirling that the New York Giants, currently sitting at a tough 2-9 record and strapped for cap space with only around $3 million remaining, could be preparing to make a bold move. And that move: trading their star pass rusher Brian Burns to the Bills. Yeah, you heard that right. Brian Burns, the all-pro edge known for his relentless pressure, could soon wear the Bills blue and red. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, how likely is this? But the whispers are getting louder and the implications are huge. The Giants, despite having a decent offense averaging around 21.5 points per game, are struggling mightily on defense. They've been leaking points, allowing an average of 27.3 points per game, which is unacceptable for a team that's supposed to be rebuilding. Their pass rush is fatigued, and they're in desperate need of a shakeup, especially on that front seven. With a tight cap situation and a clear focus on rebuilding their offensive line, the Giants are in a position where they might prioritize clearing cap space and acquiring draft capital rather than holding onto their star defender. Now, Burns isn't just any edge rusher, he's a game changer. Over his 7-year career, he's amassed 67.5 sacks, 227 solo tackles, 142 assists, and 369 combined tackles. His PFF grade is a solid 86.2, and he boasts a 25% win rate in pass rush situations, with over 205 pressures generated. In 2025, despite only 11 games played, he already tallied 13 sacks and 34 solo tackles, showing that he's still in his prime and capable of wreaking havoc. His ability to generate consistent pressure, combined with his athleticism, makes him a perfect fit for a Bills defense that's been looking for that extra push up front. Think about it. Since Michael Holt went down with an Achilles injury, the Bills have been searching for someone to step up and bring that relentless pressure on quarterbacks. Burns could be that guy, especially lining up next to Von Miller, who's already proven he can still get after the passer and change games. The Bills currently have a total of 25 sacks on the season, but adding someone like Burns could bump that number significantly. Plus, Burns' presence would help reduce third-down conversions for opposing offenses, which have been a weak spot for Buffalo. Their defense is currently allowing about 40% efficiency on third down, ranking near the bottom of the league. If Burns arrives, that could easily drop into the low 30s, giving the Bills a much better chance to get off the field and keep their offense on the attack. It's not just about sacks, either. Burns' pressure rate, which is over 25%, combined with an EPA versus the pass of -0.18, indicates he's a disruptive force that can alter the course of drives. When you look at players like Max Crosby, who has been boosting the Raiders' pass rush by over 20 sacks this season, it's clear that having a player of Burns' caliber can do the same for Buffalo. His ability to generate chaos from the edge, combined with his consistency, could be a game-changer for the Bills' playoff push, especially against mobile quarterbacks like Tua Tagovailoa, against whom the Bills will need every advantage they can find. Now, let's talk about what this would mean for the Bills' defense. Buffalo's front seven has been solid but not elite. They need that extra burst of talent to push them over the top, especially with the secondary sometimes exposed when the pass rush isn't getting there. Adding Burns, who's projected to add around 10 more sacks this season, plus an increase in pressures and a better hold on third down, could elevate this defense to a whole new level. Think about the impact on turnovers. Burns' ability to force fumbles and create pressure could lead to more strip sacks and turnovers, which are crucial in close games. With Von Miller, Burns, and others working together, the Bills could become one of the most feared pass-rushing units in the league. And don't forget the playoff implications. Buffalo has been in need of a big-time edge rusher, especially in high-stakes, late-season games against mobile quarterbacks. Burns, with his PFF grade of 77.4 in 2025, and his ability to perform under pressure, brings that X-factor that could be the difference between a deep playoff run and an early exit. The odds are already favorable, with betting lines moving from plus 600 to plus 400 for the Bills to win the AFC East, a 33% boost in their chances. Adding Burns could push those odds even further, making Buffalo a serious contender not just in the AFC, but for the Super Bowl itself. Now, what about the Giants? Well, this move would symbolize a clear rebuild, a shift towards stockpiling draft picks and cap space to build around their young talent like Kayvon Thibodeaux. They're looking at a future where they're shedding some of their veteran assets to lay a foundation for the next few years. While it might seem like a blow to their defense now, it's a strategic move to reset and focus on the long term. As for the Bills, well, they're in a different place. They're hungry, competitive, and looking to make a statement, and acquiring a player like Brian Burns could be that statement. Imagine the Bills' defensive line with Burns rushing from one side, Miller from the other, and the rest of the front seven locking down the run and collapsing the pocket. That's the kind of pressure that leads to turnovers, sacks, and overall dominance. It could also take some pressure off the secondary, allowing them to play more aggressively and take more risks, knowing that the front line can hold its own. All of this could align perfectly with Buffalo's current season trajectory, giving them that extra edge needed to secure home field advantage in the playoffs and push deep into January. Of course, there are questions about cap space, trade compensation, and how this all fits into the Bills' long-term plans. But given the urgency of their current situation, with only 25 sacks on the season and a defense that's been exposed at times, making a bold move for Burns makes a lot of sense. It's about seizing the moment, about building a defense that can pressure even the most mobile quarterbacks, and about sending a message to the rest of the league that the Bills mean business. So, Buffalo fans, keep an eye on this story. If Burns ends up in Orchard Park, it could be the piece that pushes the Bills over the top. And if it doesn't happen, well, you can bet Buffalo will be looking for other ways to bolster that pass rush, because they know how critical it is in today's NFL. The AFC East is already packed with talent, and Buffalo isn't content with just competing. They want to dominate. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Buffalo Bills news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Looking ahead, the Bills are in a prime position to capitalize on this potential move. Their current roster is talented, but adding a player like Burns could be the final piece needed to turn a good defense into an elite one. With the playoffs approaching, every sack, every pressure, every forced turnover counts. And Burns, with his proven track record and elite skill set, could be that game-changing addition that pushes Buffalo into Super Bowl contention once again. The Bills have always been a team built on resilience, grit, and a relentless pursuit of excellence. Now, with the possibility of adding Burns, they're taking another bold step forward. The AFC East, which has seen the Dolphins, Jets, and Patriots all vying for supremacy, might soon find Buffalo asserting its dominance more than ever. The rivalry with Miami, especially, could heat up even more if the Bills bolster their pass rush and become even tougher to handle. In the end, this potential trade isn't just about one player. It's about setting a tone for the entire franchise. It's about showing that Buffalo is serious about contending not just this year, but for years to come. It's about the fans, the city, and everyone who believes in the Bills blue and red. With Burns on board, the Bills could be poised to make a real statement, not just in the AFC, but across the league. And now, Buffalo Bills fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Bills. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Buffalo Bills news. Let's keep that passion alive, and let's keep believing that the next chapter for the Bills could be one of their most exciting yet.